The Kershaw Clash. This is the model 1650 in the Kershaw line, and it was introduced in 2010. It is a Ken Onion design, and so we're going to look at some of the features of this knife. In fact, I had this knife featured in the Kershaw warranty video that I did on my Suits channel last year, and I never got around to reviewing this knife. And the reason for that is I left this at a friend of mine's house and actually just picked it up a couple of weeks ago. So once I got it, I started carrying it, and I'm going to tell you what, this is a really comfortable knife to carry for everyday use. It's a value knife. It's not a very expensive knife. They run somewhere around the $25 range, $30 range. But it's Kershaw. It's a nice design, excellent cutting ability. So we're going to look at a lot of the different features of the Kershaw. Now, one of the things that I really like about most of the Kershaw designs is the speed safe opening. And it's assisted opening. It's not considered a automatic because you have to use your finger to press the bar to bring this out. But it's a really super fast system where you can deploy this knife very quickly. It does have a liner lock right here, and it very secure liner lock. There's very little play in the blade, in fact almost undetectable. When it closes, it actually centers up pretty decently. Now in the closed position, it's 4 1/4 inches. Open, it's 7 1/4. The blade itself, it's really funny. On the packaging, it says 3 inches. On the website, it says 3 1/2 inches. And in actuality, the blade length is 3 1/4 inches. Don't know how they got that wrong, but that's what it is. The knife itself weighs 4 ounces. A little heft, but not too bad. In fact, carrying it, it's very comfortable in the pocket. The steel itself is the HCR13 MOV, and that is a Chinese steel. This knife is made in China. Many of the Kershaws are made in the U.S., and personally, I really like to buy my knives made in the U.S. Or in Germany or Europe. But actually, from what I've experienced over the past few months, before I left it over at my bud's house and lately, this is a really secure, sharp knife. I mean, it really gets a good edge on it. In fact, I cut myself pretty good with it when I was working in the yard the other day. The width of the blade right here, the spine is very nice, and it is a 1/16, so it has a very good spine to it. I really like that. It does have a really large belly on it. Very fine edge, but it's very cutting. I did have this knife sharpened by my buddy at Razor Edge Knives, and he did a fantastic job. In fact, I had just gotten it back when I did cut my finger. But even before that, it had a really nice edge on it. Actually, Josh just asked me if I wanted to have it sharpened, and I did. Of course, I did have this sharpened, but the blade holds a nice edge and cuts very well even out of the box. The body itself is about 1/2 inch thick, and it just has a really nice feel. That speed safe will spoil you. It does come with a plain edge and a half serration blade. I personally like just the straight edge, mainly for just sharpening, but just tend to always be able to handle just the straight edge does well for me, and I really like it. The blade itself does have a matte bead blast finish, which is typical for a lot of the Kershaw knives. Here you can see the model number itself, the 1605, and then made in China right here with the steel content as well. It does have a hybrid drop point. There is a recessed area right here in the blade to really be able to get a hold of it, but the grips themselves are very comfortable in the hand. These are a polyamide grip composite, and it's a really nice, strong grip. It's lightly textured in this area, and then there are ribs all down through here and up at the top part. There are torque screws that hold it together, so you are able to take it apart. And there is light jimping right here, not very aggressive. There's also some texturing and some jimping down here in this part, but the rest of it is very smooth. You will notice that the top of the blade here, where you have your opening spot, does have some jimping here, which allows you to really grab hold of the speed lock. Now there are bronze washers in here, so that really helps with the stability and the quickness of this blade, the smoothness. As you can see, there's not an open design. There is a filler here all the way back, and then it comes around to the back part of the blade. It makes it really a very smooth and comfortable feel to it. The contours fit very nicely in the hand, and then your finger naturally comes into this groove here. So it really gives you a lot of purchase on the knife itself. Very comfortable, and again, you can raise your thumb up here if you want to get smaller, more delicate tasks. Of course, definitely one-handed opening, and then if you want to close it, you can bring the liner lock around and it's very easy to close. The clip itself is a pretty wide design, almost a paddle design. You can move the clip from point down to point up. I really like to have mine point up. I just haven't moved it. Of course, the clip is right-handed only. There are no holes here on the left side to be able to deploy the clip on that side. Now, as far as the way it fits in your pants, the wide paddle is very nice. Doesn't stick too far out. I'm very interested to see how it does with the other side. There is a little bit of an area that lifts up, but I still feel like it's going to be very comfortable in the pants. The clip will hold very securely as well. Now, as you can see, there's a little bit of discoloration. I've noticed it a couple of times, and this is a stainless steel, so it should hold up very well, but I've cleaned it, and I didn't want to really deep clean it because I didn't want to lose the matte finish that's on the blade. But I'll be watching that just to make sure that it holds up well. I really like the Kershaw Clash. All the Kershaw knives I have really enjoyed, any that I've had, and the Zero Tolerance line as well. The Kershaw Clash is a great EDC knife, something that you're not really too concerned about, but will do the job. Like I said, it runs about $25, $30, and but I think you're getting exceptional quality for that kind of price. And as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more sensible prepping. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Still has a very secure clip. The clip the Kershaw Clash. The Kershaw Clash.